Today's episode of Fixing Assets, we're going to be looking at the underside of the car while the gearbox is out. So as you can see, it's held its underbody coating quite well since it was put on in 2016. However, you can see it's also starting to get a bit weathered. Now, in particular, a couple of positions are worse than others, particularly along the edges. Now, realistically, what we're looking at is preserving the car as long as possible. Now, if the sills are going to go like that, then we need to rectify it and get it back to looking quite reasonable. But as I said, it's not too bad. There's a couple of blemishes. However, the edge is quite bad. So anyway, what I've done, I've degreased where I want to paint. Still wet there, but you can see it's getting rid of any oily residue to show what it's really like. And that's it dry. And you can see there's a lot of bits, even where the paint's there, that are flaking. We really need to get something in to sort that out. What could we use? Well, I've got a magic tool somewhere. And there it is. Brush and the end of the drill. So this is it after I've gotten rid of the loose debris. You can see there's still a lot of surface rust, but we've got an idea for that. We've got FE123 rust converter. The rust converter, believe it or not, is going to convert the rust. Put a little bit into a beaker, and then we're going to paint it on the bottom of the car where there's rust. Now what this does is change the rust into a different thing that isn't rust. For more science information, watch something else. The next step's going to involve this, which is the Rust Buster epoxy mastic, which is what it had on the car before, which, as you can see, a lot of it's still left on, and the stuff that's come off is the areas which has had both worst abuse and the worst key, with it being brand new metal rather than already pitted, rusted metal that was original to the car. So I'm going to mix half of that, bit of that, paint it on, hardest substance known to man. I've opened the tins, so this one here is the black, which is relatively thin, but I'll need to stir it up because if mine serves us right, it's not exactly thin stuff. This, which is the hardener, again it's going to need a decent stir. And this is the thinner. Now it is really thick, and I can't believe people can actually apply it to a car through a spray gun, but it's also hard wearing. The one bit I haven't been looking at is the bit under the front of the car. which as you can see does need some attention, particularly the plates there, but because the axle stands are there, I'm not going to look at it just yet. I'll wait till it's on the ground. Now being painted, you can see that there. I'm gonna go back over it in a minute and put another coat on there. The other side looks okay, but you can see that the paint's already sort of gone off, but it's, I'm quite happy with how it's gone. There's the other what's it. Next time on Fixing Assets, we are going to be having a look at what was the matter with the gearbox, what we did to fix it, and finally get the darn thing back in the car. Tune in for more.